Yesterday, we talked about the fact that no one will know that Jesus is coming back, and there's no way that we're going to miss it. Today, we're talking about the fact that no one knows the day or the hour. It is Tuesday, July 2nd, and as we go through this, again, I want to point out, imagine what it's like to be sitting there, be one of the disciples. You have followed Jesus through his ministry. You've seen all the miracles, and Jesus is telling you all these things, and how difficult it must have been to imagine. I mean, just what we read yesterday was difficult to understand, to imagine. It's hard to imagine the sun not giving light, the moon not giving light. But that entrance of the coming of the Son of Man is going to be so abundantly clear that if you're wondering, well, maybe this is right, maybe it's not him. Believers as well as unbelievers are going to recognize that something significant has happened. So then we get up to Matthew 24, verse 36. And the subheading here is, no one knows the day or the hour. And this is Jesus talking, and he continues to explain this. But concerning that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. Jesus is saying, I don't even know when it's going to happen. God the Father knows, though. For as were the days of Noah, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. All right, so right away I'm thinking, what do I know about the days of Noah? Well, Noah was the only one that was found to be righteous. Noah was the only one that was living a life to glorify God. And the rest of the people were deep, deep, deep in sin. Verse 38. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark. And they were unaware until the flood came and swept them all away. So will be the coming of the Son of Man. So people are going to be going about their business, acting like it's just a normal day when the Son of Man comes. Then 2 men will be in the field. One will be taken and one will be left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill. One will be taken and one left. So this is talking about the rapture. The believers are going to, boom, disappear. They're gone. They're out of there. And the unbelievers are going to be left behind. Think of the mass hysteria and confusion that will be happening at that time. Imagine you're sitting at a restaurant and having dinner, and the rapture happens, and half the people that are in the restaurant are suddenly gone. They're just completely gone. People are driving down the road and the drivers disappear, and now those cars are unmanned. Imagine the chaos. Continuing on, verse 42. Therefore, stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and would not have let his house be broken into. Therefore, you must always be ready for the Son of Man, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. What does it take to be ready? Well, what it takes to be ready is to have that anguish for those unbelievers, be speaking those words of life into their life, telling them about who Jesus is and how abundant their life can be when they are following him. And those people that are believers, but they're not living a life, they don't have that fire, you're helping them to light that fire, telling them about all the things that Jesus is doing in your life and that he can do those things in their life as well. Continuing on in verse 45. Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom his master has set over his household, to give them their food at the proper time? Blessed is that servant whom his master will find so doing when he comes. Okay, that kind of seems like it's talking in circles. What's that saying? It's saying, be doing what you have been called to do when Jesus comes back. And so that Jesus is going to go, oh yeah, you're doing exactly what you were supposed to be doing. Verse 47, truly I say to you, he will set him over all his possessions. But if that wicked servant says to himself, my master is delayed, and begins to beat his fellow servants and eats and drinks with drunkards, The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him and at an hour when he does not know, and will cut him in pieces and put him with the hypocrites. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So as we break this down and we think about what does this mean, it means doing the right thing when nobody's looking. I tell my students that all the time, and I work in the public schools. Integrity is doing what you're supposed to be doing even when nobody is looking. It's important that we continue to strive to build God's kingdom and answer the calling of the Holy Spirit. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.